Okay, thank you for showing up, everyone. Again, just a reminder, silence all your cell phones as we go up here. As we start the Q&A session, once again, please announce your name and affiliation, and we'll have a representative come over to you with the microphones. Start off with opening statement from the coach, and then we'll have 8 minutes for Q&A with the student athletes, and then we'll follow up with approximately 10 minutes for coach questions. So, Coach?
Well, that sucked. That was stinky. 52-50 with the ball. I'm going to have nightmares about that for the next 8 months till we play again. Louisville's a great team. We knew it would be a game of runs. We had our share of runs. They did what they do best. They forced us into some turnovers, which resulted in some easy points for them. But a great basketball game. Really proud of the effort that our team gave and our senior class. Haley Van Lith did a great job tonight. She was really key, as was number 23, who knocked down 2 threes to start the game, and she hasn't hit very many all year. So I think, they were super confident. But just a great basketball game. Just proud of our team, and congratulations to Louisville moving forward.
Let's open up for questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, this is for both of you. When you reflect on your time at Michigan, what are the memories that kind of stand out throughout your 4 years?
Correct him.
There's just too many to really point out. This is just a really special group, and not just the one from this year, but from my 4 years here. Just a group of people who really accepted me into their family, through all the trials and tribulations of freshman year. Everybody knows how that goes. And just really supported me throughout, this entire time here. So, there's too many to really pick out, but, there'll be a lot of reflecting on the 4 years because there was something special.
Just kind of going off of what Nas said, the people that we got to play with and the girls that we got to create, lifelong friendships and sisterhood with. I think for me, I didn't know if I was ever going to play a minute at Michigan, and I just played in the Elite Eight as a starting point guard for this university. So I think that's something that's going to stick with me for a while, and the support that I've had, and playing next to Nas and, an All-American, she's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of player. I got to play with the greatest player in Michigan women's basketball history, and she's also my best friend. So just thinking about the relationships that I've created and the blessings that I've had to even put on this Michigan uniform. And like I said, we just played in the Elite Eight. Michigan women's basketball history is not written that way, and we made it that way. So I think leaving this 4 years and understanding the impact that our class had, I wouldn't trade anything that I went through to get to this point, because it all made it possible for us to be here.
Another question? Question over here.
Yeah, first of all, both of you, congratulations on a marvelous season and careers. Nas, could you kind of talk about what Coach was saying there at 52-50? What do you think maybe went wrong over that last stretch? It just seemed like you guys offensively kind of struggled there in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that, we wanted to do in that moment was really try to execute and not turn the ball over. They did a really good job of trapping at random points, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers. So in that moment, we really wanted to get a score, execute whatever we did, whatever we wrote up, and then try to get a stop on the other end. Just something that we've been trying to focus on the entire year, but knowing that that was a crucial moment to do it.
Okay. Over here.
Yeah, I think when we talked about that game yesterday, a lot of it was that we said it was a teaching moment for us, and that's exactly what it was. And I think, a lot of us, if not everybody, watched some parts of that game, whether that was their clips or the entire game, and we knew that that wasn't the same. We are not the same team as we were in that December game, and we said it. We were thankful that that game happened so that we can make so many adjustments and turn our team around after that. So I really do think that we're just a different team. Those adjustments that we made really contributed to most of our success tonight. And that was the key, just knowing that, we weren't that same team and continuing those adjustments.
Yeah, I think just to build on that, I think we knew that, Louisville was a great team, but they weren't 22 points better than us. So, we came into this game with a lot of confidence in knowing that, we played Michigan basketball, we would get that win. And I don't think the final score is indicative of how that game went and how hard we fought and how much, we put them on the ropes and we applied pressure as much as we could. Some things didn't go our way, but I think that's important to recognize.
Other questions? Back in front.
Yeah, Naz, forgive me for asking this now, but you technically could come back if you wanted to. Do you feel like you're ready to move on, or do you have that decision? I know it's a tough decision to talk about now, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I've been, just really putting a lot of my focus on, what was at hand, and I need a little bit of time to, reflect on this. When you make it to the Elite Eight, something that Michigan's never done, Michigan women's basketball has never done before, and in the pit of your stomach, it was a ride that, you want to take again. So there'll be some reflection, and I'll be thinking about that.
Other questions? There are none on Zoom. We'll go ahead and call that. Ladies, thank you very much. Congratulations on an excellent season. Thank you, ladies. Okay, let's open it up for questions for Coach Barnes-Arico. Okay, over here in the middle.
If you think back 4 years, the freshmen coming in called themselves the Fab Five. Now they're seniors, they're graduating. Do you think they lived up to that name, and what impact have they had for your program?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, and they've talked about it before. The history and their tradition hasn't been rich in women's basketball. They give a lot of credit, though, both of these guys, to the people that came before them and to the people that laid the foundation and the people that sacrificed and maybe never got to an Elite Eight or to an NCAA tournament. But this group really stuck together, persevered through so much. I mean, Danielle and Emily's story has been told a number of times of them not playing, but in the day and age of the transfer portal, them staying the course and believing in the process and winding up really making an impact their senior year. Then you have Amy Dilks' story, where she didn't go to the NCAA, wasn't able to go to the NCAA tournament last year, hurts her knee in the first game this year. We think it's a season-ending injury, and comes back, perseveres just to have an opportunity to play with this group. And then obviously Naz's story is so well documented, probably one of the best male or female to put on a Michigan uniform. I would say they lived up to the hype. They've been amazing, and you guys listen to them. I mean, they're even better young women than they are basketball players. They represent our university in a first-class manner in everything they do, whether that's in the community, whether that's in the classroom, whether that's on the basketball court. They're true Michigan women.
Okay, let's come over here to the other side.
Ryan Zoot with M Live. Kim, what do you hope this Elite Eight appearance does for this Michigan program moving forward?
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, it's a great question, and I think something that we forgot to even mention in my opening statement. I think one of the things that was challenging for us this year was our injuries, and Leah Brown, has been battling through injury all year long, and she came back and really helped us in this tournament run, and really her tank was empty. She couldn't go anymore, and I'm looking at the plus minus, and she was plus for the game. We didn't have her in the second half of the game. So, like I said, in the Northwestern game or in the Michigan State game or in those games we lost by one possession, when you don't have a dynamic guard like Leah Brown, arguably our best guard on the roster, that really hurts. But you listen to our kids up here, and not one of them mentioned that, because we haven't made an excuse all year long. And when one thing after another thing happened, there was never been an excuse. It was like, okay, coach, we're going to get up and we're going to do whatever we can do and control what we can control and be ready to play the next day. So I think that's the culture of our program. Getting back to your original question, that's what we're going to do next year. We're going to get up and we're going to figure out, who's gone, who's returning, and that was my challenge that I gave everyone besides our seniors in the locker room. They're leaving a legacy. They left their mark. Now it's the responsibility of the rest of us to continue on that path and learn from what they taught us, and that's their hard work, their perseverance, their never quit attitude that all of them have.
Okay, we got one right here. Then we're going to come over here.
Danielle Rouse just said you put them on the ropes tonight. Could you just talk about the defensive intensity from your team?
Yeah, I think we've been an amazing defensive team, especially in this run. Pretty much all season long, we've gotten better and better, and we did another great job of that tonight. I think their pressure, and that's something that was obviously a concern of ours, really wore us down. We handled it well early, only had one turnover at the first timeout mark, but we couldn't get our buckets to fall, and I think it was the environment. Then once we settled down, they wore us down with their defensive pressure, which forced turnovers. But our defense was outstanding until the end, and I think it's been something that we can hold our hat on, and we like I said, we did it in the first 3 rounds of the tournament, and we were really good. I mean, obviously they got 62, but like I said, it was 52-50, and we had to foul down the stretch.
Okay, come over to this side. Oh, okay, let's bring it back up here in front.
Yeah, Coach, and forgive me if this has been talked about a lot in Michigan, but is there any chance of Nas coming back? Have you and her talked about that? Because obviously tonight is supposedly the deadline for seniors letting the WNBA know, which obviously kind of stinks. It's so quickly after your game, but is there a chance that you guys have talked about that, or is she already settled?
Yeah, it's been interesting because I have 4 seniors, and obviously Nas is an All-American, but we only have 15 scholarships, and I think all of them love Michigan and all of them love our program. So because of that, we weren't in the opportunity to do that during the course of the year. So we just waited on that. We haven't had those conversations. I don't know, maybe tonight or on that plane tomorrow we'll have some of those conversations. But honestly, we haven't had them because, I think they all bleed blue, and they all are not ready to say goodbye to this program. I think the thing with Nas, she is so dynamic and so special. I believe she is going to be a high first-round draft pick and will really make an impact at the next level. And I know that's a dream of hers, and that's something that I would support, 100%. And I know her teammates would as well. So we haven't had the conversation, but whatever she decides to do, we're behind her 100% for sure.
Okay, light blue there.
Yeah, Cliff Brunt, Associated Press. Yesterday we talked quite a bit about Emily Ensler and what she does defensively. How much of a factor was she? She only had a few, I think it was 5 points, but 16 rebounds, 6 steals. How did she impact the game?
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously really disruptive. Her length is incredible, and she gets in the passing lanes. And it seemed like every big play that they made, she was involved in. So she didn't really score the basketball, but on our team, we always talk about intangible things and how can you make an impact. They called that charge late that she drew. She had a bunch of tie-ups that were cost turnovers. So she's really involved in, a lot of plays on the defensive end and rebounds the ball exceptionally well. I think she's certainly a difference maker for them.
Other questions? Any from Zoom? Use the raise hand function. Going once.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
call it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.